8 home runs. You celebrate last night, but it's baseball. You get one win, and then you come back, and the Phillies aren't surrendering. The first of two in the city of brotherly love is next. It's the Orioles on Masson, and the homestand is over, and the O's are on the road, and a lot of Oriole fans have made the trip to Philadelphia, where the Orioles are going to play 2 before heading on to Toronto. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. Obviously, all the news still coming out about last night's ball game as the Orioles offense had one of the best nights in the history of the franchise, finishing up with a tremendous homestand, also one of the best in the history of the franchise. The Orioles now would like to duplicate the numbers that they're putting up at home with what they're doing on the road. Take a look at the differentials this season for the Orioles. There are the records. 22-13 at home is as good as there is in the American League. On the road, though, 11-18. You see the reason why. The runs per game down almost by 2. The batting average down significantly. Starter ERA, it is up a little bit on the road. Not a whole lot, but that's a half a run a game. The bullpen has been just magnificent both at home and even a little bit better on the road. So now it's a question of syncing up as they did at home in the games away, Mike Bordy.
Well, exactly. And I think this team is riding a great wave of confidence right now, and timing is everything in the game of baseball. The Orioles are enjoying every facet of the game at the top part. The starting pitching has been okay. Bullpen's been outstanding. Offense has been incredible, the numbers they put up on that last homestand. And you think about back on June 3rd, this team was 6 games under 500. So they're starting to make a nice little run right now. So great confidence, and I think it's going to translate on the road. You can't keep this team down. They've had success in the past on the road. Why not start right now? Like to even it up like their home record, which is so impressive.
Well, the question is, how do the Phillies react to the drubbing that they took last night? Obviously, the headlines here in Philadelphia are not good. They were very negative about the Phillies, the club's having another disastrous season. Do they pick themselves up off the mat, or are the Orioles going to be able to nail them down one more time?
Well, they're going to try to pick themselves up. They're out early today working with Larry Bowa and the manager. So they're trying to do what they can to prepare these young players. The infield's full of young players. Their third baseman only 22 years old. So they're trying to adjust them to the everyday life of Major League Baseball and what is expected. You play to win. You don't give up. Orioles aren't going to give up at all, and it doesn't matter what the score is going to be. You have to be professional on the field, handle your business when you cross the lines. The Orioles are going to expect them to come out fighting to win. They play very well in their home park. And the Orioles are going to have to play good baseball. Yeah, that is the difference. Philadelphia, while they've struggled all season long, the real struggle has been on the road. We'll see what happens. These after games can sometimes prove to be very interesting. Orioles, Phillies, when we come back.
Book your low fare now at Southwest.com. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. Back here in Philadelphia, overcast night. Take a look at our BGE home game time temperature. It is at 77 degrees and overcast, wind blowing right to left to start the ball game. BGE Home is Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, and plumbing and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? Here's the starting lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest. Book your low fare now at Southwest.com. It'll be Machado, Snyder, and Parmalee, Davis, Wieters, and Hardy, Flaherty, Lowe, and Jimenez. Of course, National League Ballpark, the pitchers will hit. And the last 10 games for Manny, do not touch. You will be burned severely.
Kevin Correa better watch out. Take a look at his pitch arsenal. Fastball 33%. He's got a two-seam fastball. He also cuts his fastball. Breaking ball has a curve. Sometimes that cutter might be confused with a slider 51% of the time. A changeup at 16%. He's a veteran pitcher. Knows how to work all four of his pitches. He's only made one start this year. He had a rough year last year, 2014. Spent it with the Twins and the Dodgers. He no earned run average, but his first start, 5 2/3. No runs allowed facing the Pittsburgh Pirates. The opponent's hitting .238, righties at .308, lefties down to .125. Ground ball pitcher, the two-seamer when he works it down. Getting some ground ball outs. They're really counting on him to step up, eat up some innings, especially in this ball game. The bullpen got used up a little bit yesterday.
Correa is 34 years old. Yet another one of the veterans that Philadelphia picked up to try and fill in, if you will. The Correa work against the Orioles. He's got a 2-1 record against the O's. Here's Manny Machado, led the ball game off with a home run at Camden Yards last night and began the onslaught. Pitch will be taken high and up for Manny against the Phillies. Now he's picked up the 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. He's had 3 hits through the first 2 games with a 3 for 7. And he shows bunt. He had Franco back deep. He'll take it if he can get on here.
He wanted it. Manny becoming a very good leadoff hitter. Walks are up. Of course, hitting for power as well. Average on the climb, nearing 300. But he took a peek down there at third base.
Delivery by Correa is going to miss up high. Orioles come in having won 10 of their last 12 ball games. They are 33 and 32. Only 2 games out of first place in the division. The Phillies have lost 8 in a row. They come back home where they are 15 and 16 on the year. They are 14 games out in the division. 3-0 pitch, that'll be taken, and that is going to be in there for a strike at 88 miles an hour. Correa is interesting. He was the Pirates opening day pitcher. If you go back to 2011, made the All-Star team that year. He's had 4 seasons in which he's won a dozen games in his career. 3-1 pitch and a chopper that'll go foul, so he comes back on it.
Now Manny Machado has been red hot. An incredible homestand. 3rd multi-home run game this season for Manny Machado. Power numbers on the rise. Doubles hitter a couple years ago, translating into the home runs. 13 bombs for Manny Machado.
He has got a full count here. 3-2 outfield deep. This ballpark. Ball will jump out of here, especially to left field, particularly when it's warm. And a chopper to third base. Franco in. And the Phillies are ahead of the game already. They've recorded the first out, and their fans cheer.
Take a look at the Phillies defense behind Correa. Ashe, Revere, and Brown in the outfield. Galveston, Utley up the middle. Mr. Franco over at third base. Howard at first, and Rupp doing the catching tonight.
Snyder stays in the lineup for the Orioles. Another start in the outfield. Getting the start in left in this ball game. Getting some at-bats as a result. 3 for 6, couple of RBIs in the first 2 games against the Phillies in Baltimore. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. It is important, obviously, tonight for Correa to have a good outing, as Ryan Sandberg had to burn up the bullpen and Jeff Francoeur in order to get through the game last night. He had Blanco and Papelbon left to use. That'll be hit to right. It's an atom ball, though. Called in by Dominic Brown, and Snyder is retired. Take a look at our Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to you by American Standard. Celebrate the season with the American Standard All-Star event. Visit MidAtlanticComfort.com for amazing rebate and financing opportunities.
Now welcome back to the big leagues. Chris Parmelee, hot last night, 4 for 6, 2 solo shots and 3 runs scored. Ryan Howard, not so hot. Last 7 games, just 2 for 22 with 11 punch-outs.
Parmelee, what a night. As a result, gets to hit third in the ballgame. And the pitch to him is drilled in the air. Oh, my Lord. Goodbye, home run. Unbelievable. Parmelee drives one out. That's about 420 feet away. And the Orioles have another long ball and a 1-0 lead in the ballgame.
Parmelee not wasting any time. First pitch he sees, he lets it fly. What a great swing. Those teammates with Kevin Correa with the Minnesota Twins maybe knew something about that first pitch.
Wow. Did he ever drive that ball? Parmelee is riding an unbelievable first 2 days back. He had the 2 home runs in the ball game last night. Now he's got his 3rd of the year, and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead. Here's Chris Davis, and he takes a strike.
Well, take a look at this swing. Saw it twice in yesterday's ball game. Here, the cutter working itself on the inner third. Quick bat, and this ball is crushed to deep right center field. Parmelee continues to swing a hot bat.
Pitch on the way. Parmelee at AAA this year had 6 home runs in 61 games with the Norfolk Ball Club. He's got 3 home runs in a game plus an inning.
Well, that Norfolk Park is not a home run friendly park. Very big, wind blows in off the water.
He got him on the strikeout, but the Orioles get the lead. So the O's deliver the long ball. Parmelee with 2 down on the first pitch scene drives it into the power alley here in right center. The Orioles are up. Major league career, and the Orioles have the lead. Take a look at the starting lineup for Philadelphia. We Revere, Utley, and Franco, Howard, Brown, Rupp, Ashi, Galvis, and Correa, and Miguel Franco having an outstanding month of June.
Now let's take a look at Ubaldo Jimenez's pitch arsenal this season. The fastball 63% of the time. It's been good. 2-seamer moves back in over the plate against lefties. He's had great command with it as well. 24 walks this season. Has had one little setback where he had 6 walks in a ball game, but other than that, a very good year for Jimenez, holding opponents just a .245 batting average.
Pitch will be taken for a strike by Revere. Speedster at the top of the order. He's had an 0 for 4 in the 2 games against the Orioles. Good numbers overall on the season, though. He has faced Jimenez 5 times, 2 for 5. And Ubaldo delivers. It'll be up high.
Well, we saw the other night in weigh-in Chen start. Chen all over the plate, throwing strikes right out of the get-go. And the Phillies recognizing that, swinging early.
That'll go to short. This is a very long throw for Hardy. And he got him. Wow. A little help from Chris Davis. That's an extraordinary throw from about as deep in the hole as you can go.
Well, another great play by the Gold Glove shortstop, and Chris Davis on the back end with the big pick. Take a look at this play. Now inside out swing just out of the reach of Machado, but J.J. Hardy sets that back foot before the ball even gets there. So it's just a glove to hand transfer, and the strong arm will get the speedy leadoff hitter. Nice play there.
Good play by Chris at first on the pick. Here is the veteran Utley. 1 for 6 against the Orioles in the 2 ball games played so far. Utley a .275 lifetime hitter against the Orioles with a couple of home runs. And the same number, he's 2 for 5 as Revere had against the Orioles starter Jimenez. Jimenez, ground ball significantly up from last year because he's keeping the ball down. Great breaking ball right there. He was 41% ground balls last year. He's up to 50% this year.
One of the big keys, I think, since pitching coach Dave Wallace, Dom Chidi came over, understanding what these pitchers, the starters for the Orioles, what their strengths are. Now, really, they're not strikeout pitchers anymore. Ubaldo at one time was a strikeout pitcher when he had 97, 98 mile an hour fastball and nasty splitty. They're more pitch to contact, soft contact. Let the ball get put in play. Trust your defense behind you. Ubaldo Jimenez has the ability to have a good game. If he can throw the fastball for strikes and get that early contact.
That'll go the other way, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Snyder was swung a little bit towards center, so he had a long run. So Utley's on with a 1-out single.
We'll take a look at the Orioles defense. Snyder, Lowe, and Parmalee in the Orioles outfield. Adam Jones getting another day off center field. Hardy and Flaherty up the middle. Machado and Davis on the corners, and Matt Wieters behind the plate.
And Kyle Franco coming up, batting third. A home run in the first 2 games against the Orioles. 1 for 7. A couple of RBIs. Orioles starter tonight has an 0-2 record against Philadelphia. Jimenez, an ERA up over 11 against them, but it's been a long time. He last faced Philadelphia here at Citizens Bank Ballpark, but you got to go all the way back to July of 2010. He was with the Rockies. Had a very short outing, 6 runs, 3 hits, and 2 innings. That's why that earned run average against them is so high. Runner off first base. Ball will be put up in the air in the infield. Third base, not sure. Manny looked over at Ubaldo like he didn't know where it was. Ubaldo pointed up, and Manny caught it.
There you go, helping him out.
2 down. May get a couple of sprinkles tonight. That's what's in the forecast. Hopefully that will be all, if at all. It's completely overcast to start the ball game tonight. A little breeze will help the ball flying out to left field. It's enough. Get a ball up in the air, it'll get a little more help. You don't need much help here if you hit the ball to left in the air. So on at first base, Utley with 2 down now. Here's Howard, 0 for 6 against the Orioles. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. That home run that Parmalee hit, by the way, that is the 10th home run that the Orioles have in 2+ games against the Phillies this week. I mean, that is obviously a record-breaking number for the Orioles last night when they got 8 franchise record. Swing and a miss by Howard. Cuts you used to see from the big first baseman just aren't there anymore.
Right. Free swinging, it seems, a little bit more this year. Only 11 walks on the season. On-base percentage way down from his career average.
And he will take that pitch away. And is trying to get him to chase one there. Strikeouts are up as you would expect. Howard being the power hitter. He's always had a few strikeouts. Here in June, hitting only 174. 1 home run. Runner goes. Here's the throw. Wieters. And it gets away. Good heads up base running by Utley. He'll get a stolen base, and then we'll see on the error that'll be charged here. But he's at third base. And if you're not scoring, try and make it happen.
That's right. You got to push, and you kind of expect the Phillies to do that. Be a little bit more aggressive on the bases, try to mix things up, put some pressure on the opposing team. Here, catching a break as the ball catches Utley, maybe in the rib cage. Hardy can't come down with it. And he kicks away right in front of him, so he knows nobody's there. Off he goes to third base.
So a runner at third. Howard with the 2 down and a ground ball down to first, just foul on that side of first base. So Howard gets the chance. Utley gets his 3rd stolen base of the season. He is 3 for 3. We're waiting on the call on the error. I don't know if they gave it to Wieters on the throw or Hardy, but somebody will get one.
Yeah, probably unfortunately goes to Matt Wieters behind the plate. It really shouldn't go to anybody.
Yeah,
you know?
true. Yeah.
Hits the runner, gets kicked away, but
2-2 delivery, gets away. Here comes Utley, and he'll score. So Utley makes it around on a single, a stolen base, an error that was called on Wieters, put him over the third. And now I got to wait on this one. That one off the glove, I don't know. Wild pitch or pass ball?
Well, you don't even expect the catcher to get leather on this. Ubaldo lets it fly. And that fastball takes off. I can't even believe Wieters got up there to get a little bit of leather on it. Kicks away.
Should be a wild pitch, and that scores the run. So Howard strikes out, but 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and a wild pitch. Nobody left on base, and it is a 1-1 ball game. From Jefferson. You've won $500 for being selected. You get $500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. You can play baseball buck scratch-offs, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/baseball. Our contestant last night would not have picked a better night in the history of the Orioles.
That was a good one.
1-1 ball game. Scoring on the wild pitch was Utley. Orioles back at it. Here's Matt Wieters. Wieters, Hardy, and Flaherty. 1 for 3, a home run in the 2 games at Camden Yards against the Phillies, and 3 RBIs. Matt, of course, coming back with some tremendous numbers. And from the left side of the plate, he's gone 8 for 20. Home runs from this side, 2 of them. And he's going to get another base hit. That's down the line, right off the chalk paint. Rolls into the corner. Dominic Brown did not play it very well, but gets there in time to hold him to a double. Ball got by him out there, but the Orioles get a leadoff double here in the second, and Wieters continues hot.
Well, great sign for the Orioles. There was some concern about Matt Wieters. His timing going to be there, but he jumps on the hanger and paints that right field line. Kicks away from Brown in right field. Wieters walking into second base. Walking real fast into second base.
So Wieters' potential go-ahead run at second, and the Orioles have at the plate not only one of their hottest hitters overall, but one of their best in these situations. Hardy's got a 9-game hit streak coming into the ball game, and he's hitting .385 with runners in scoring position. Obviously doesn't qualify for the big numbers, but he's hot.
Yeah, he sure is. I mean, 9-game hitting streak, 364, a couple doubles, 6 RBI, clutch RBIs as well. He is raking with runners in scoring position. Nice to see him settling in at the plate.
The delivery, that's going to be put in the air towards center. Revere will get it. Wieters actually is going. Oh my gosh, he's going to be out. Don't know about that decision. So Hardy flies out the center and Wieters gets thrown out as Ben Revere had plenty of time to get it into Franco to lay the tag on.
Well, you go over the scouting reports and you know which outfielders can throw. Revere, not the best arm. He lets this one fly, but just not quite deep enough for Matt Wieters to be that aggressive going into third base. Maybe if that ball takes him away from Wieters into the gap, yeah, great play. But if he can set up and make a throw, a little bit risky.
Yep. So 2 down. I wonder, Matt would never say it, I'm sure, but how much did that attempt have to do with the error he got charged with on the throw in the last half inning, and you just want to kind of make up for that?
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
It really does.
Here is Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty, part of the home run group in the ball game last night. He's 2 for 7 against the Phillies with a home run and 3 RBIs. Ground ball will go towards second base. Utley is there and records the out. So only 3 faced. 1 hit, no runs, and nobody left on base. 1-1. Machado's the 3rd player in the last 50 years to lead off both the first and second with a home run. McGowan gave up 5. That's the most in the modern era to surrender in relief. And the 7 home runs allowed by Philly bullpen, it matched the MLB record for most home runs allowed by a team's relievers in a single game. Yikes.
Yeah. A lot of big numbers put up in yesterday's ball game.
Still trying to go back through the record books and find some of those. There was so much offense in that game. Talked about Machado the 3rd to have those home runs back-to-back first and second innings. The other 2 were Chad Curtis of the Tigers in '95 and Stan Javier of the Giants in '99. And those bullpens that gave up 7 home runs, one of them was the Orioles. Ball put up in the air into the shift. Flaherty moving over. Dominic Brown is retired. 1 away. The O's returned home on Friday, June 26th to begin a 3-game weekend series with the Indians. That night, don't miss the season's next fireworks night. And then stay after the game as the Birdland skies light up with some great post-game fireworks. Great evening at the ballpark with family and friends. Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD for tickets. During the national anthem, we judge how many Oriole fans are on hand. It's easy because you get the big O.
Yeah.
And there were lots of them.
Heck yeah. Short ride up 95. One of the hotter teams in baseball play, the Orioles. Looking good. I mean, it was such an impressive homestand that you would think that Orioles fans start coming out, because this is the same time when the Orioles made the push last year, and they're playing great baseball right now, obviously.
Here is Rupp doing the catching in the ball game tonight. Ian Ruiz swapping off behind the plate in these games, takes a strike. The Phillies are the only team in Major League Baseball whose catchers do not have a home run. And it's Rupp and Ruiz are the two. 1-2 delivery on the way. Jimenez will miss outside with it. Down goes to 2-2. By the way, just so I don't want to leave you hanging on the Orioles, that bullpen that gave up the 7 home runs, it was the Orioles in 1987. Waldo Jimenez buries that one down, gets a strikeout. Rupp retired 2 away.
Waldo looking good. Command of his fastball. Secondary pitches looking sharp as well. Take a look at the Nissan pitch track. Takes 5 pitches to get to the splitty, but when he throws it, it is nasty. This just buries itself down and in. Get Rupp. He's got to go back shaking his head.
Cody Ashe at the plate. 2 down, nobody on. He's 1 for 7 against the Orioles. Ashe puts one up in the air. A lot of foul territory here. In most ballparks, you don't have a chance. Did Flaherty get that? Yes, he did. Outstanding play by Ryan Flaherty. And there's the big foul territory that's so advantageous to pitchers, as Flaherty went up against the sign over there and is all right and has the baseball. A 1-2-3 inning for Jimenez. Outstanding play. Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Overview of the city, Philadelphia. Ball game tied at 1-1. See lots and lots of the jerseys for the Orioles, home and road. Black and orange on hand for the ball game. 1-1. Orioles bat here in the 3rd inning. They'll have Lowe, Jimenez, and Manny Machado up against Correa. Kevin Correa with the 18 pitch through 2. Lowe also a home run, 1 for 5 and 3 RBIs against the Phillies. Philly fan numbers starting to drop off, as would be expected, with the ball club at 22 and 44. 1-0 delivery on the way down to 3rd. Oh, nice snag. Franco's got it and gets him. He was playing in for the bunt, and that was stung.
Well, if you're David Lowe, you just tip your hat, because this is what you want to do. You suck the infield in. They're expecting a bunt. You try to slap it by him. It's a good sign right there for David Lowe. Of course, his home run swings on as well. A couple home runs on the homestand. You'd like to see him hit the ball hard on the ground.
So that will bring Jimenez to the plate. He's had 2 at-bats on the season and is 0 for 2. Pitch to him. He'll be taken for a strike. Correa will just want to throw strikes here. Force him to swing the bat if he wants to.
And that's really the key. When you get an American League team in and playing by National League rules and pitchers have to hit, really the only goal of a pitcher in the American League, unless they've had experience in the National League and really have swung the bat before, is to take as many pitches as possible. And if you get in a situation where you have to lay a bunt down, yeah, you got to execute there, but try to get the starting pitcher to throw as many pitches as possible. Don't be a quick out, swing at the first pitch. Work him.
Baldo had, of course, experience in the National League, playing with the Rockies. Pitch will be outside. He's had as many at bats as any pitcher on the Orioles staff right now. 276 in his career. 31 hits. 113 career batting average. 1-2 count to him. Correa's delivery, and he will get him on the strikeout. That'll be the second out of the inning and his second K. Thought we'd bring you up to date on the ballpark. We talked about how the ball flies out of here. There are the rankings.
Yeah, Citizens Bank Park. It's a beautiful park. This is my first trip here, but take a look at the home runs per game at 1.7. That's seventh lowest. Batting average 240, second lowest. Runs per game at 7.45, sixth lowest, and the earned run average down 3.34. So looks like a pretty fair park.
Yep, it is. I think when the summer comes, it's kind of like Camden Yards. The ball tends to lift, and you got to go to left field or pull it down the line and right. You get to the middle of this ballpark, much like Camden Yards, and it's fair to pitchers. It's 374 in that left alley, quickly to 387, then 409 in a corner, 401 to dead center. You come around 398. So you stay within the power alleys in center field. It's a long way. Ground ball off the end of the bat. Utley moves over to play it. Manny Machado is retired. He's 0 for 2. 3 up, 3 down. And it remains a 1-1 ball game. Start to this one, as is always said in the game of baseball, what a difference a day makes. Playing in the ball game last night, the score at this point was 12-0. Here it's 1-1. Batting in the bottom half of the third inning. Freddie Galvis will lead it off. He will take the pitch from Jimenez, in for a strike. Orioles have won 3 and lost 4 in interleague play so far. They've got 20 total games against the National League this season. Showed bunt and did not go after it. The Orioles have already played the Mets, lost 2. Marlins won 1 out of 3. Now the Phillies, and they'll have the Braves, the Camden Yards, the Nationals, split series, of course, in Washington and in Baltimore for their interleague play. A lot of interleague play going on right now. This is one time of the year where a lot of clubs are involved in it. 2-1 delivery on the inside corner.
Well, that two-seam fastball that Ubaldo throws to lefties on that inside corner is just a dirty pitch. Starts it off at the front hip, works itself back over. All year he's had that kind of command.
He has not won a ball game on the road this year. His record is 4-3. And then as in road games, 0-2, ERA 4.2. And a great off-speed pitch. Boy, did he have him set up for that one.
Working well. I'll tell you what, Caleb Joseph and Matt Wieters are having a great time working the starters right now. Seems like every time they come out on the hill, they've got all their pitches working. Take a look at the Nissan pitch track. Another split finger. Dive bombing down and into the lefty this time. Big strikeout. Gets him out in front.
Jimenez delivers over the top for a strike. Kevin Correa, the opposing pitcher, standing in to be followed by Revere at the top of the order.
He's hit before. Most of his career spent in the National League.
He's already 1 for 2 this year in the only game that he appeared in. So he gets another opportunity in this one. 34 years old, 7-17 last year with the Twins and Dodgers.
Yeah, disappointing season last year for Correa.
He gets a ground ball that'll go to first. Davis Jimenez will cover. 2 down. Celebrate summer at Oriole Park. Pick up the Birdland Summer 6-pack. Any 6 remaining games throughout the season, save up to 20% off the cost of regular single game tickets. You can build the plan. Go around the great rivalries, popular promotions, t-shirt night, fireworks night, and more. For details, go to Orioles.com/6pack or 888-848-BIRD. 2 down, bases empty. Top of the order, Revere. Speedster grounded out on an outstanding play by Hardy in the first inning. Jimenez will miss inside and low. The Phillies, during the 8-game losing streak, have scored just 14 runs. Orioles, on the other hand, against the Phillies, just pounded away. And there's a base hit. He's hot. He's had a good bat going the entire month of June. And he's on with a single with 2 down here in the third.
A real good swing here from Revere, top of the order. Great speed. Dropped the hands, but he gets them back up. Stay on top of the fastball away. See that little hitch. If you can't get your hands up, you're going to have problems. Well, Revere does. Picks up a nice clean single.
So he's on, and he obviously is a threat to go as they try and move things along. Phillies do, to create some runs. There are 2 down here. Utley at the plate has not been hitting, but he did get a single his first time up and scored, stealing a base, an error to third, and a wild pitch home. So thinking about the chance to run, Revere leads the ball club. He's got 15 stolen bases, 15 out of 19. Not walked off a particularly big lead. He's tied for 4th in the National League starting the day in stolen bases. Teams have run. There he goes. Throw down by Wieters. One hopper. Not in time. Against Jimenez now, base stealers are 11 for 12 when he's been pitching.
Well, Baldo a little bit slower. Not Wieters. Not a bad throw. One hopper. J.J. Hardy, nice play on the end. But Ubaldo, of course, the long levers, stabs the arm in the back, gives opposing base stealers a little bit of better opportunity. Not quite as quick as the rest of the starters on the staff or even bullpen. Good play by Hardy, though, to keep it in the infield.
So now Utley gets the RBI chance. Pitch will be taken away. He's hit only 155 with runners in scoring position this season. And against the Orioles, Phillies have not had much luck. 3 hits, 11 at bats in the 2 games played. Camden Yards fouled off. Another off-speed pitch. Jimenez trying to work his way out of the inning. Short lead at second. Utley will put it up in the air. Snyder in. And will put it away. So that will do it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on. We've completed 3 here in Philadelphia.
Changes. Well, we're talking about trying to speed up the game. Take a look. Here's from 2011 to 2015. Well, the time has remained the same. Of course, it started to climb, so they were worried needed to speed it up a little bit. So the speed up rules kind of making things a little more efficient. 256. All the other numbers about the same, though. Runs per 9 inning, 4.2. And it stayed pretty true the whole way through, but the strikeout percentage up just a tad recent years.
Not much difference, is there?
Not much at all.
Here we've got a 1-1 ball game. One run, 2 hits for each team. Orioles have an error. Pitch will be taken away for a ball. 34-year-old right-hander working here to Travis Snyder. Parmalee and then Davis due up. Ground ball. Short, long throw. Freddie Galvis not going to have a chance to make any. Snyder will make a turn, but stay. The Galvis, knowing the speed of Snyder, wanted, I think, to hurry that a little bit and didn't do it.
Yeah, tough little play. If a shortstop can't get turned on that ball, to play it like a slow roller, might as well just step through with the left foot and backhand it and come through. Really hard to get your glove in a good position, and if that ball does anything different, you're going to have problem fielding. And I think the last hop before it got to him kind of kicked away, and he wasn't able to slide the glove over to make the play.
So Galvis will be charged with the error. That's his 10th of the year. He leads the Phillies in errors, and the Orioles, as a result, will get the leadoff man on base. Here's Parmalee. Look out. A home run, first time up, right center field. He drilled it. And the Orioles run came on that 3rd home run in 2 days for Parmalee, and this just his 2nd game with the Orioles since being called up. Call up, of course, that was forced because he had an option out.
Well, Parmalee, great numbers in AAA, earns the call up, 101 miles an hour off the bat, and a beautiful swing. He gets the front foot down, he keeps the head back, stays behind the baseball, jumps on the first pitch seen from Correa.
A veteran, 27 years old, Parmalee. Swing and a miss. He has a really quick bat.
Talking about home runs, take a look at the top hit speeds this season. Well, Giancarlo Stanton destroying the baseball, 114.5 all the way down to see his name. Zimmerman on the list, Ramirez, Logan Morrison mixed in there, but Giancarlo Stanton making a mockery in Major League Baseball. There was not a park big enough for him.
And Carlos Stanton, and the hardest hit ball was a single. How about that? Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be taken up high. So a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Correa working in just his second game, stamina-wise. Interesting to see what he's got. He worked 5 2/3 innings in the start against Pittsburgh. Gave up no runs, 5 hits, had a walk, and 4 strikeouts in that ball game. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Snyder off first base in the dirt. Good play made by Rupp to block it. Interesting that like the man he's pitching to, Correa had an option in his contract to get out of the deal and did. And that's why he's here. He signed with Minnesota, minor league, released on the 30th of March, signed by the Giants, free agent, made 6 starts at AAA. Then he had an out for the 1st of June and he took it, so they released him, and he ended up getting signed by the Phillies. So it's a couple of players here, forced issues. Runner goes, foul tipped.
Well, when you're a player, especially with big league experience like Kevin Correa, and you cannot make a big league team out of spring training, your agent has to go looking around. He has to talk to teams, know what their needs are. So Philly's the type of team, obviously a very slow start, and maybe not the depth in the minor leagues to call guys up as often as they'd like. So nice pickup to land Correa, and a nice opportunity for him to kind of jumpstart his career again.
Yep. 3-ball, 2-strike count. See if Snyder goes. He does. Pitch up high, and he walked it. So the Orioles get the first 2 on with an error and a walk. Here in the 4th inning, first walk surrendered by Correa. Let's see what the Orioles can do with this one. Orioles against Philadelphia in the first 2 games in Camden Yards had an 8 for 18 with runners in scoring position. You're wondering, in last night's ball game, the Orioles went 6 for 14. They weren't. I mean, that was a lot of chances considering you've got 8 home runs hit, which kept clearing the bases.
All right.
So the numbers were in fact limited because of that. Not the run numbers, though. Correa's delivery, and that'll be taken outside. Davis, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Chris has been effective for the Orioles in this department, hitting .263 with runners in scoring position. He's got Snyder at second base, Parmalee on at first. The infield playing for 2, and pretty much straight away. We talked about the fact how the National League ball clubs significantly fewer defensive shifts in the infield than the American League, and you see right here, even with the runners on, it would be moved a little bit, but shortstop, I think Alva's playing on the shortstop side of the bag. 2-0 count. Davis going for the long one.
Pretty good pitch right there. You see how Correa is working now, starting to mix in the secondary pitches, but working the cutter in, and a 2-seamer, trying to keep it away from the lefties. Primarily the 2-seam fastball and the cut fastball. They drop the slow curve in every now and then.
2-1 delivery. That'll be hit in the air to right field on a line. Handled, tagging up Snyder at second base. Throw will come in from Dominic Brown. So Davis retired, fly ball out. Snyder moves over to third. Parmalee stays at first.
Take a look at the current Orioles on the 25-man roster. Combined numbers versus Correa. Batting average .324. On base percentage up at .351. Slugging .451. 7 extra base hits. 11 RBI. Pitcher's not included in there, but there are some Orioles that have big numbers. David Lowe, 7 for 11 with 3 doubles in 1. Hardy's doing well off of Davis as well. So a number of Orioles doing some damage to the Phillies starter.
Matt Wieters first and third, infield looking for a ground ball. Wieters doubled his first time up. Pitch to him will be taken for a strike. Matt has had only 6 previous chances with the runner in scoring position. Hit a home run, 1 for 6. Orioles have 2 on and 1 out. Ball game tied at 1-1. Parmalee the home run for the Orioles. Wild pitch scoring Utley in the first for the Phillies. And that will miss away. Wieters getting his first hit off Correa in his career in that second inning is 1 for 6 against the right-hander. Day game tomorrow, so Caleb Joseph will be expected to start ball game tomorrow. 1-1 pitch on the way, and that'll be fouled off. Orioles will wrap up this short 2-game series. Bud Norris, Sean O'Sullivan are the scheduled starters. 12:30 O's extra. 1 o'clock for the ball game. The Orioles move on back into division play with Toronto for a 3-game set. 1-2. Snyder off third, Parmalee off first. Correa to Wieters, and he'll foul it back.
Good location right there. Rupp wanting that pitch up and in. That cutter working itself in on the hands of Matt Wieters. That pitch to that weak contact. Maybe get one off the label. Give either corner guy an opportunity to cut Snyder down. Maybe even put enough on it to turn a double play and get out of this inning.
Outfield pretty much straight away on Matt. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be a base hit into center field. Snyder will score, and the Orioles have a 2-1 lead as Matt Wieters continues his hot at bat, especially left-handed.
A pretty good 2-strike approach right there from Matt Wieters. Stayed at the big part of the field. Nice swing, picking up go-ahead RBI.
Oh, Wieters on at first base, 8th RBI. I mean, Matt is playing in only his 10th game, and he's got 8 runs batted in. The Orioles take the lead 2-1. It'll be an unearned run. And it started with the error in the shortstop, Freddie Galvis. Here's Hardy, first and second, 1 away. Hardy will take it outside. Hardy flied out, first time to the plate. The Orioles come in the games against Philadelphia. Those first 2, they hit .328, scoring 23 runs, 9 home runs, and the team ERA was 1.5 in those 2 ball games. Philly only hit $1.64, 3 runs in 2 games, 1 home run. Into that big output last night, the Philly ERA in the first 2 games was just under 12.
Yeah, tough. Manager Ryan Sandberg dealt a tough hand in yesterday's ball game when his starting pitcher got hurt in the first inning.
1-1 delivery. Hardy does it again. Base hit. Brown's got a pretty good arm. Bobby Dickerson will hold the runner. Throw will come into the cutoff man. So Hardy loads him up.
Look at a 10-game hit streak for J.J. Hardy. Beautiful approach. He's been taking a lot of balls back up the middle. That, of course, opens up the opposite field. Staying on it, backing it up nicely. Clean single to right field. If Brown bobbles it at all, Parmalee would have scored. Nice secondary lead. Bobby Dickerson wisely holding him up.
So Ryan Flaherty will get a shot here with 1 down, bases loaded. Orioles leading it by a score of 2-1. Flaherty grounded out his first time up. He's gone 1 for 4 with the bases loaded this season. Orioles have a chance to really have a big inning now here in the 4th, while Correa's got a chance on a ground ball to get out of it. Working out of the stretch. Flaherty will foul that one back.
Healthy cut right there from Ryan Flaherty. Playing a great defense. Nice play earlier in this ball game, crashing into the right field wall. But take a look, 3rd career interleague home run, and it was a bomb to center field, deep in the bleachers.
0-1 count on him. Infield, of course, playing a double play depth. Big moment in the ball game for both ball clubs right here. Delivery on the way, and Flaherty will foul that one off. Right straight down. So Flaherty behind on the count now, 0-2. Ryan in the homestand ended up going 7 for 26. He had a home run, 4 RBIs, and he scored 6 runs during the Orioles homestand, which they finished yesterday with that 7-1 record. 0-2 count. Flaherty takes. Good stop again made. Rupp getting the body down, blocking it.
It wasn't too long ago when you would have seen Ryan Flaherty take a wild swing at that breaking ball, but a nice quiet take. We've talked about his approach, how hard he's been working with new hitting coach Scott Coolbaugh, just to control the body a little bit, trust his hands. A great athlete. He's trying to do too much, I think, the first couple of years with the Orioles, and became very susceptible to off-speed pitches. Here, nice and quiet, controlling the lower half, and especially his head and eyes.
Here's the 1-2 delivery to him. Flaherty will get out swinging. Correa throw a great pitch right there. And a big strikeout.
Now, good finish on this breaking ball. I feel like it's going to hold itself up, but late finish just bites down and in on Ryan Flaherty. And able to keep the at-bat going.
So, a chance for Correa to get out of this, giving up only one. Chance for the Orioles on a hit to get at least a couple more. And Lowe will come up. Lowe was robbed out of a hit by Franco. First time up, third baseman snared one that was shot right down at him. He was playing in, but made the play. This is the hitter on the Orioles who's had the most success against Correa. He's now 7 for 12 in his career against this right-hander. On the Orioles, nobody in the, well, Hardy has faced him more. Hardy and Lowe have faced him more than anybody else in the lineup. 1-0 delivery, and that one he kept down too. And a wild cut by David. 1-1.
We talked about Correa's numbers, and we talked about a disappointing 2014, but when he was with the Minnesota Twins early on in the year, back in first week in May, he pitched 7 innings against the Orioles and only held them to 1 run. So he knows, or probably has, an internal confidence facing this team right now.
1-1 count, bases loaded, inside corner strike. Against the Orioles, 2 wins, 1 loss, 3 starts. ERA of 3.79, very good lifetime against the Orioles. 1-2. Correa ready. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Ground ball foul. David Lowe got out in front of that one. And will hold the count to a ball and 2 strikes. 55 pitches thrown. That's important in light of the bullpen use in the first 2 games. Parmalee, Wieters, Hardy are the base runners. Orioles have had 2 singles, an error, and a walk that have contributed to the go-ahead run on Matt Wieters' RBI single. And Correa wants the signs again. He'll step off.
So you wonder what was going through his head yesterday when he was watching the Orioles offense put on that incredible show. He had 1-2-3 inning.
Miss. Little room to work with. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. But he certainly got to see a lot of swings.
Yes, he did.
And a lot of at-bats by the Orioles. He's given up 4 hits so far in the ball game. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Lowe. Correa's delivery to him, and that's going to be to the gap, and that's going to be a base hit. David Lowe, Dominic Brown will cut it off. Parmalee will score. Wieters will score. It'll be a double and 2 RBIs with Hardy stopping at third. And another big 2-out hit for the Orioles, who take a 4-1 lead.
Clutch hitting from David Lowe, and he continues. Put up the good numbers against Kevin Correa, his first double of the season. He earns it. Bases loaded. He gets the hanger. Works a great at bat until finally a cripple pitch with 2 strikes, and he drives it in the right center field gap. And the burners ignited right out of the box. He's thinking double right away. Nice play by Brown to cut it off. But David Lowe doesn't hesitate. He's thinking about 2 all the way. Wieters and Parmalee able to score. David Lowe find himself at second.
8 RBIs for Lowe in the year. Jimenez to help his own cause. The chopper. That's a base hit if it stays fair. The throw is not in time. Jimenez picks up an RBI infield hit as Hardy's coming on contact. And the Orioles get a real break on a swinging bunt and an RBI by the opposing pitcher.
Well, there you go. Baldo Jimenez, you get some runners on base and a pitcher wants to help himself out. He's going to swing it. Well, he doesn't knock the cover off. The perfect placement right there. Get himself a base hit and an RBI. I think he isn't smelling base hit. He was digging down the first base line.
Jimenez will pick up the single, and the Orioles now have a 5-1 lead. Bob McClure, the embattled pitching coach of the Phillies, makes his way out. That is the 32nd hit of Jimenez's career, and it is his 10th run batted in. All of his hits have been singles, 32 of them.
He wants a pitch runner. No, he doesn't.
A jacket. Remember when every pitcher used to get a jacket at 900 degrees?
Yeah.
And everybody, the Lovey would run a jacket out to the pitcher once they got on base. Well, here's the 9th man to hit for the Orioles in the inning. Manny Machado 0 for 2, a couple of ground ball outs. Orioles now with 5 runs on 6 hits. Runners at first and third. Lowe moves up. RBIs have gone 1 to Wieters, 2 to Lowe, 1 to Jimenez. Can't help but smile.
Yeah, a lot of times, especially in the major leagues, you give teams extra opportunities and they're going to capitalize on it. Well, this Orioles offense has been so hot. This inning started off with an error by the shortstop Galvis, then a walk. Next thing you know, here come the O's.
Adam Ball to center field. Rivera's there to put it away. Orioles are retired, but they bat around here in the 4th inning and now have a 5-1 lead. Book your low fare now at Southwest.com. And by Royal Farms. Royal Farms world famous chicken and western fries made fresh, never frozen. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms. Beautiful sunset time here in Philadelphia for the Orioles once again. Putting up some runs, 5-1. Lowe, 2 RBI double. Ubaldo Jimenez, RBI single. And all of those runs, 4 of them in that inning, all unearned.
And David Lowe now 8 for 13 off Correa with 4 doubles. So Buck Showalter pushing the right buttons again. Unfortunately, Adam Jones not feeling great right now. Let his body heal up a little bit for the big series with Toronto. And David Lowe making the most of his opportunity.
Adam Jones, the MRI on the throwing shoulder, came back negative as far as any structural damage. But like Showalter said before the game tonight, he was still concerned about it and just wanted to rest it a little more. It's that throwing arm of Jones that they're concerned with. Ball's going to be a base hit into right field. So Franco comes right back and puts a Philly on here to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. On Saturday, June 27, when the O's take on the Indians, the first 25,000 fans 15 and over will get the Buck Showalter Garden Gnome. Don't miss this unique keepsake. It'll become an instant collector's item. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD, June 27. Phillies leadoff man on, 3rd hit of the ball game. Here's Howard, who struck out his first time up. Jimenez keeping his timing way off with the off-speed pitch.
A little surprised here, Ubaldo. 2 pitches, 2 swings, 1 a base hit, 1 a foul ball. Now, that was a very long inning. Kevin Correa and this team. Imagine if both those swings were put in play in 2 quick outs, and Correa's got to jump back out there on the hill. At least be ready to.
That one is drilled towards the corner. It's going to be a fair ball. It'll hit the 330 on a hop. Coming around third, Franco. He'll be held there. It'll be a double for Howard. They don't want to risk an out at the plate, even with Franco's speed. So the Phillies responding to the Orioles' 4-run 4th inning, get the first 2 on here in the 4th.
Yeah, they just come out and said, let's swing it. Hanging split finger there, and Howard takes advantage of the mistake, whistling down that right field line.
Let's see what the Phillies can do here. They're down by 4. Base hit would score 2. And as Tiger to Manny Machado, Dominic Brown popped out his first time up to stand in. This is where the Phillies have also obviously been hurting. To get these hits with runners in scoring position. They're next to last in the National League, hitting just .214 as a team. Compare that to the Orioles at .304, leading the American League. Brown's got a chance to do some damage right here. 0-1 pitch to him, and that'll be up high. Brown's just getting himself into playing condition. He started the season, Lehigh Valley, AAA, 5 games prior to the recall. He hit .364, was hot there. He'd been on the DL to start the year. Achilles tendon problem. Pitches down low. Wieters with a stop. So for Brown, right now it's worked your way back into major league condition.
Yeah, they've been hoping he would be the guy that would help this Phillies organization kind of transition into a little bit of a youth movement and continue to be successful, but he hasn't kind of lived up to the hype, I don't think, for the Phillies. They're hoping maybe this year.
3rd game back for it. That one hit hard but foul, and Jimenez with a 2-ball 2-strike count on Brown. A lot of left-handers in this lineup, even though the righties have actually hit Jimenez better this year than have the left-handers. 258 to 232. 2-ball 2-strike count, and took it. I mean, right there. He turns around to look at Quinn Walcott, the home-plate umpire, but that looked pretty solid.
Great pitch, another 2-seamer. A lot of lefties get locked up on this pitch if they're not familiar with it. Wieters pulling it back into the zone, catching the top of the box on the Nissan pitch track. Subtle move by Wieters to give home-plate umpire Quinn Walcott a good look.
4 strikeouts for Jimenez. Franco remains at 3rd, Howard at 2nd. Here is Rupp. He struck out his first time up. 1 down. And that is going to be in there for a strike. Jimenez, it is vital. He's another one of the first pitch strike guys. Teams hit 189. If he gets a first strike, 316 if they do not. Very big difference. 0-1 delivery on the way, and 9-iron that one foul off the dugout of the Orioles.
Yeah, in many ways that was the problem last season for Ubaldo Jimenez. Falling behind too many hitters, not having the ability to throw the strikes with his secondary pitches, a high walk total last year, and not the wins they'd like to see, but this year much more aggressive in the strike zone. A little extra help from Ramon Martinez, and of course the everyday tutelage of Dave Wallace.
Upstairs breaking ball.
Well, maybe not exactly where he wanted it. Matt Wieters setting up down and away for the slider, but it stays up in the zone. Just kind of surprises Rupp. Every once in a while you get away with a mistake. Rupp swinging through the high slider.
Cody Ashe popped out his first time up in a fine play. Ryan Flaherty went over leaning into the first row to make the catch down the right field line. Ashe will take the pitch, and that's a strike. And again, a team like the Phillies, all these struggles. You have an inning like this, they get 2 in scoring position, nobody out, and they don't score. The thump.
Yeah, that weighs heavy on a team.
0-1, swung through it 0-2.
Especially when they've had such a hard time. They've been shut out in 3 of last 5 games. You talked about their inability to score runs over this losing stretch and the low batting average with runners in scoring position. There are 2 guys on in scoring position, no outs. And the Phillies offense putting a little pressure on themselves, maybe trying too hard right now to push the runs across. A couple quick outs and Ubaldo almost out of this jam.
1 ball, 2 strike count with 2 away. Franco and Howard are the base runners. Menez delivers, and the pitch will be up high. The Phillies, coming into the ball game, are last in runs in the National League, last in home runs. They're next to last in average, on base percentage, and walks. Pitch on the way, and got him. No question, he knew it. And the boos rain out in the city that doesn't like Santa, and right now doesn't think a whole lot of the Phillies. Was supposed to pitch against the Orioles, come off the DL for the Sunday game. He's got a lat strain. Probably not. Sportsnet Canada saying he is now not expected to pitch, and probably Scott Copeland will take his place on Sunday. The Yankees, Jacoby Ellsbury is not expected to return before July 1st, maybe after the All-Star break. Yankees had hoped otherwise. And in losing 7 of 8, the Red Sox starting pitchers, ERA of 6.65, 1-4. And a 3.08 opponent batting average in those games. Red Sox pitching and offense has been struggling, and right now it's the pitching. 5-1 lead for the Orioles. And in case you missed it, Jimenez struck the side out in the 4th inning.
Yeah, pretty impressive after a bit of runners in 2nd and 3rd. Shutting the door on him.
1-0 delivery on the way. That'll be outside. Buck Showalter announcing the starters for the Toronto series. Mike Wright will open game 1 Friday. Miguel Gonzalez will go on Saturday, and Chris Tillman will go on Sunday. It'll be Estrada, Burley, and then Sunday still open for Toronto. That one is drilled deep to right field. That's another one. Goodbye home run. And that's got to be 450 20, 30 feet. I mean, that cleared the seats in that triangle and ended up on the grass up by the top bullpen. What a shot that was. Travis Snyder. He's got the home run, and the Orioles have a 6-1 lead. And for our Maryland lottery contestant, Haley Shreves, a couple of home runs in the ball game worth $500 each.
Wow, beautiful swing by Snyder. Home runs keep coming for the Orioles. That was a mammoth shot. He knew he got it. Correa did too.
Broken bat, foul ball.
Take a look at this swing from Travis Snyder. You can't see in the picture, but as soon as he got wood on the baseball, Correa drops the head. Look at how far this one goes over the bullpen. Catching it clean goes a long way. Snyder, strong like bull.
What a shot that was. Second home run, his 17th RBI. The Orioles in picking up these homers. They haven't just been home runs, they have been tagged. So the Orioles now have 2 in this game after picking up 8 last night. And they now have 11 home runs in 2 games and 5 innings against Philadelphia. Correa giving up a couple here in this one. Parmalee's got the other one. He's at the plate. He also drew a walk. That came in the 4th inning, and he scored. Parmalee now has got 3 home runs in a game and a half. Really kind of amazing. The Orioles are continuing to pump these kind of home run numbers up.
You hit them that hard, they're going to go a long way. 105 miles off the bat of Snyder.
And the pitch will be taken down low. Correa's got to be a little snake bitten here and worried about it. There is Travis Snyder with the big home run here to lead off the 5th inning. 6 runs on 7 hits now for the Orioles. That'll be fouled off as it came around on that one. Regarding Mr. Parmalee, take a look at our Express Stat by Express Care, a LifeBridge health partner. For locations, visit whywaitiner.com.
Now 4 hits, 2 home runs in their team debut since 1914. Parmalee on top of that list with a big day in yesterday's ball game. Aaron Sebia, that was his first start with the Blue Jays as a young player. Sam Horn just came over to the Baltimore Orioles from the Red Sox. We see back in 1970, Brent Aliyah. And then, of course, Roger Maris was brought over from Kansas City to the Yankees and had that MVP season.
Mighty big numbers. By the way, I think I misspoke. Kevin Gausman starting Saturday. I guess I said Gonzalez. I apologize. Kevin Gausman will be the Saturday starter for the Orioles.
Gausman threw a little rehab assignment the other day in Frederick, a couple innings.
Grounded down to first base. Howard is there. He'll go to the bank himself. And record the out. Parmalee retired. The Orioles coming into the ball game in the home run department were tied for 3rd. 79 home runs. They've upped that now to 81 on the year. Buck Showalter's team that last season, of course, used the long ball to account for almost half of the runs scored for a good part of the season. And with all the home runs they're picking up now, they're doing that again. Chris Davis at the plate. Davis has struck out and grounded out. Correa's delivery to him, and will be fouled away. The full shift is employed by the Philly infield against him.
Now teams starting to mix it up a little bit now that Chris Davis has shown his ability to bunt with the shift on. Done it a couple times and confused some teams, but here 1 out, the big lead right now by the Orioles. Got to play the shift against Davis.
Pitch on the way, and that one is going to miss outside. Coming into today, the Angels and Seattle, and let's see, Cleveland, all that's given up the most home runs. Philadelphia in the National League as a result of the Oriole home runs at the top of that pile they'd rather not be at.
Right.
They have surrendered a lot of them. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Chris Davis has struck out Flied out. He'll hit it hard and foul.
Not a lot you can do with that pitch. You're going to fight to pull your hands inside the baseball. You want to try to keep it fair. I think Davis just wanted to keep this at bat going, so takes the cutter and just pulls it foul down the line. Wait out a mistake, potential mistake from Correa.
Count at 2-2. Leaders waiting on deck. Davis will hit it into the shift. Utley makes the play over to Howard. And there are 2 down. Let's take a look at our PNC minor league report.
Yeah, Michael Bowden is pitching very well for AAA Norfolk. Last 6 games, 26 innings, only given up 1 run. Wasn't even earned. 7 walks, 18 punch-outs. A great season going. 4-1 record with a 1.32 earned run average. And that .51 earned run average since May 6th. Lowest in minor leagues in that span. Brought over from the Reds to help build a little more depth in the AAA bullpen. He's had some big league experience as well with the Red Sox and Cubs. So another bullpen arm that could potentially be called up. Doing very well in AAA.
Matt Wieters, 2 for 2 ball games so far. Single and a double. Picked up an RBI and he has scored a run. 2 down, nobody on here. Correa's pitch taken inside. Snyder with a home run. Parmalee with a home run. 2 RBIs. Low. Jimenez with an RBI infield hit. The Orioles 6 runs, 7 hits. Phillies have had a run on 4. Each team's committed an error. Very costly for the Phillies when the Orioles batted around in the 4th inning, scoring 4 runs. They were all unearned. In case you're wondering, the record, the American League record for most home runs in a 2-game span is 13. It's been done 3 times. Last time the Yankees in 07 did it. The Orioles now have 10 in 2 games. The record's 13. Pitch is taken inside. The National League record in a 2-game span is 14. The 99 Reds have that by themselves. Did it back September of '99.
A lot of home runs.
2-2 delivery on the way. Tried a breaking ball that just hung outside on him. Wanted to go outside corner with it.
Now really, his strikeout pitch is really burying that curveball. Show itself on the plate. He's thrown a couple good ones, but he's lost the feel for it in the last couple innings. Even many up on the arm side.
Leaders waiting on it, and a swing and a miss. Went with heat upstairs. So Correa's got 4 strikeouts with the Orioles, who've got 2 home runs, one of them this inning. Snyder got it. And a tremendous blast, and the Orioles extend their lead to 6-1.
Parmley showing the power, 4 for 4 in yesterday's ballgame with 2 homers. First at bat today, long ball. Jimenez with the wild pitch, and the veteran Utley able to score. The Phillies threatening, but Matt Wieters putting the O's on top with a clean single up the middle, scoring Travis Snyder. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
And as was true for Tillman last night with Snyder, Parmley with the home runs, Jimenez got a lot to work with. A 6-1 lead. He has surrendered just 4 hits in the ball game. 1 extra base hit, a double by Howard. Freddie Galvis leading it off, and a swing and a miss. That one wound itself right around the bat on that cut.
Big slow breaking ball from Ubaldo. Middle of the ball game, mix it up a little bit more. Can't have the same pattern.
Comes inside to him that time. Galvis a strikeout victim. Correa and then Revere at the top of the order, due up. Looks like there is warm-up action for the Phillies, though. And a slow roller foul. Be a good matchup later on tonight if you want to follow a late game. Giants are going to be playing in Seattle. Madison Bumgarner against Felix Hernandez. Bumgarner's 7-3, Hernandez 9-3. Two ball, 2 strikeout. Jimenez waiting.
Hernandez got roughed up in his last start.
Ooh, did he?
Right? Didn't even make it out of the first inning, so see how he responds in this game.
That one put up in the air. Flaherty back. And Ryan puts it away. And there's one down. Oriole fans, Massa wants to upgrade your fan cave. Show us how you're backing the Birds while the team is on the road by tagging your tweets using hashtag OsCouchCam. Be automatically entered to win autographed memorabilia. Follow and Massa Orioles on Twitter for more info. So Andres Blanco for Correa, pinch hitting. One of these starters out of there. Jamar Gomez in the bullpen. Blanco will take the breaking ball inside for a ball. As a pinch hitter, 7 for 22. 7 for 22 with a home run. Done a good job. Pinch hitter for this ball club. He's a switch hitter, 381 right-handed and 179 left. That is there for a strike. So Correa leads the ball game, having worked just 4 innings. So the bullpen's going to have to do again a lot of work, or 5 innings. Sorry, he's given up the 6 runs, 7 hits. Starter out. Snyder will come on, and he will make the catch. Blanco retired, 2 down.
Nice job by Ubaldo Jimenez. Great job by the Orioles defense. Everybody wanting the ball. Both infielders, Machado and Hardy, going out. Snyder scaring them off the ball. Good play.
Bases are empty. Jimenez to the top of the order. Revere. He's had a base hit, and he is grounded out. Jimenez pitch will be there for a strike. Fastball at 91. Efficient. 66 pitches thrown.
Getting ahead. Going to work. Looking good.
At the third, Manny Machado's there, and that's it. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 5 complete here in Philadelphia. Orioles up by 5.
Pretty much on time, 37% tonight, 33 on the season. Breaking ball, 49%. That changed, 14. Early exit. Now it's time for our AT&T call to the bullpen. AT&T, proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles. AT&T mobilizing your world. Well, Gomez into the game. Another early entrance for the Phillies bullpen. The fastball 66% of the time. 89 to 93 with the fastball. Breaking balls and slider 20% the change. It's a split change 14% of the time. This will be his 28th game. 2.05 earned run average. 17 punch outs, 9 walks. Giving up 31 hits in his 30 2/3 innings of work. Overall 265, but the righties up to 324, holding the lefties down to 184. Even distribution. Ground ball, fly ball out percentage.
Jeanmar Gomez is 27 years old. Pittsburgh last year, 44 games, all in relief. He had a very good 3.19 ERA. Signed by the Phillies as a minor league free agent, and then was a non-roster invitee to spring training and made the ball club. Pitch will be taken for a strike. Hardy batting. He's picked up a base hit, 1 for 2. A 10-game hit streak now for the Orioles shortstop. As we see if the Orioles can add to a 6-1 lead. Hardy will take the pitch that falls at his feet. For Hardy, during the hit streak, he's had 13 hits in 35 at-bats. So not just the hit streak itself, but hitting over 360 during it. His longest, of course, of this season. Not of his career, though. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Breaking ball, close but not quite.
And JJ doing a little tinkering with his swing. Another one of the Orioles hitters. He spent a lot of time with hitting coach Scott Coolbaugh. You see a little taller now. Reason or another, just a better feel.
And that's what he's getting out of it. So another multi-hit ball game, and the Orioles get the leadoff man on here in the 6th inning. Hardy is 2 for 3. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by University of Maryland University College, and they bring us this day in baseball where Ubaldo Jimenez has the date. In 2010, he was leading Major League Baseball with a 13-1 record and a 1.15 ERA with Colorado. And in 1970, Willie Mays and Ernie Banks both hit home runs in the same game. The first time players with 500 homers would homer in the same game. Pitch is taken for a strike. That was the season that Ubaldo Jimenez made himself noticed.
Oh, yeah. A great year for Ubaldo. All-star game. Finished 3rd in the Cy Young that year. 19-8 was his finishing record with a 2.88 earned run average. Pitched a lot of innings, too. 221 innings.
And working tonight for his 5th W. Brian Flaherty at the plate, runner at first. He has grounded out and struck out. A couple of hits, 9 at bats against the Phillies on the year. Hardy staying close to the bag, being held by Howard. And that one is just going to miss. You see Gomez staring in. He's had a couple of pitches that he thought were going to be called strikes and didn't get them.
Yeah. If you're a pitcher, that's where you want to keep the ball, down in the zone. Missing with the breaking ball and the fastball. Wanting both pitches. See just below the pitch track box.
Gomez 1-2. Reaching. Let it go. And again, we see that eye of Flaherty and that patience that Mike was talking about in his last at bat.
Good takes. Brian Flaherty, of course, known as a super utility player, very versatile. A few utility players that can play shortstop as well as outfield positions. So, everyday player right now.
2-2 in the inside corner. Took one too many. Gomez will get the strikeout. 1 down.
Looks like an Ubaldo fastball. Two-seamer. Starts it off at Flaherty's hip. Leaks back over that inside corner. All right, Flaherty saying, no way. Does catch the black, and he gets rung up.
That'll bring Lowe to the plate. Hardy's still on at first base. David Lowe, double, couple of RBIs, big hit. Came in that fourth inning. 1 for 2 in the ball game, and a swing and a miss out in front of it. So he now has 5 RBIs in the 3 games against the Phillies this year. Lowe playing in center with Adam Jones getting a second day of rest. 0-1 pitch to him. That'll be down low. And a 1-ball 1-strike count on David. American League East, of course, tighter than ever in light of the teams who have really picked up the pace, none more so than the Orioles. Tampa Bay a 1-game lead over the Yankees starting the day. Orioles just 2 out with Toronto, and Boston 8 games behind. 1-ball 1-strike delivery. That's going to be to center field. Hit hard. Ben Revere gets over there. Runner back. 2 down. A reminder that on Sunday, June 28th, the first 20,000 fans 15 and over at the Orioles Indians game. It's a 135 game. They're going to get the Orioles cap presented by
Dap.
Don't miss this annual fan favorite while you enjoy a summer afternoon at the ballpark. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. That's the 28th. The cap from
Dap.
6-1 lead for the Orioles here. Jimenez gets a chance for another hit, and swing and a miss. He's had an RBI single.
It's easy, Ubaldo. Wow, he almost screwed himself into the ground right there.
He wants something more than a single in his career.
I guess.
0-1 count with 2 down. Gomez delivery.
But everything with a smile on his face. Even the big swing and miss. Smiling about it.
Can do that when you got a 6-1 lead.
Yeah, you're right.
Hardy with a base hit is still over there at first. 0-2 delivery, and he got it. Tag will be put on. Gomez gets a couple of strikeouts, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. The Orioles have the lead. For the achiever in you, and by Coons.com. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick here in Philadelphia. Right back with you tomorrow. It is a day game. 12:30 O's extra. 1 o'clock for the ball game. Bud Norris 2 and 4. Sean O'Sullivan 1 and 5. Orioles winners of 10 of their last 12, trying to get their 3rd in a row against the Phillies. Waldo Jimenez looking for the W. And the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. Veteran Utley at the plate. He has singled, flied out, scored a run in the first inning. 1 out single. He stole second. Error charge on the throw, went to third, and then scored on a wild pitch. And that has been their offense in the ballgame tonight. They've left they left 3 runners on, all 3 in scoring position. They are 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position against Jimenez tonight. 1-1 delivery to Utley, center field. Big part of this yard. Lowe is there, and he's got it.
Look, Ubaldo Jimenez, largest improvement in base on balls per 9 innings, and it is Ubaldo. It's a minimum of 120 innings pitched in 2014, and Ubaldo is a dramatic turnaround. Minus 2.34 difference from 2014 to 15. Liriano with Pittsburgh, Burnett as well. Pretty amazing turnaround. C.J. Wilson with the Angels.
The walks that kill you. You get rid of those. Really help the cause.
Well, I think it's great that this organization didn't all of a sudden just give up on Ubaldo Jimenez and say, well, you're going to be relegated to the bullpen now for the next 3 years. They said, hey, we want you to work for us. You've got good stuff. He has great movement on all of his pitches. It's just how are you going to be able to command those pitches? Getting ahead is very important. So they cleaned up his delivery a little bit. The glove isn't going over the top of the head. A little bit more efficient with the wind up, and you're seeing the command be much better for Ubaldo this year. We already talked about big reason why he's having the success. Dave Wallace has got him pitching to contact. Trust your two-seam fastball. Throw it over early. A lot more early outs.
Pitch will be taken inside. Opponent batting average this year is almost exactly the same as he ended up with last year. 245 coming into the ball game. Last year it was 241. That's a chopper off the plate. Jimenez has got it. And the out. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. 2 down in the 6th inning. Jimenez has, since the 4th inning when he struck the side out, retired everybody. That was a big inning. And a check swing by Howard has kept him off balance all night. Phillies had the first 2 on, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out in the 4th. He struck out Brown, Rupp, and Ashi, and that ended the inning. And the Phillies have not had anybody on since. 8 in a row retired.
Yeah, Ubaldo, Matt Wieters got it working right now. His combination, slow breaking ball, good fastball.
2 to Howard.
A nice try there. Top of the zone. He's been susceptible to the high fastball, especially here in this series. Swung through a lot of them. So Jimenez tries to get there. A little up and out.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Orioles have the shift on against Ryan Howard, who will step out of the batter's box. And Howard will go down. So that's 7 strikeouts for Jimenez in the ballgame. He's retired 9 in a row, and the Orioles are on top, 6-1. by Miller Lite.
Travis Snyder and the Orioles heating up offensively, and he gets Kevin Correa deep out of Citizens Bank Park. 440, 440 feet away. Beautiful swing by Travis Snyder, and the Orioles offense continues to roll.
6-1 lead. Out hitting the Phillies 8-4 in this ball game. Gomez will work his second inning of relief as the Orioles have Manny Machado up. Manny's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Breaking ball down and away. Came in 7th in runs in the league and now has gone 3 for 10 against the Phillies this year. A couple of home runs and 3 RBIs. 0-1 delivery. Short. Freddie Galvis. Couple of pitches and an out here in the 7th inning. Join Orioles Reach in support of Shannon's Fund. Help the families and patients at the University of Maryland Medical Center by attending a special fundraiser before the Friday, June 26 Orioles game against Cleveland. $50 will get you a game ticket, access to exclusive pregame events that begin at 5, including a player appearance, batting practice viewing from the roof deck, a gift, drink vouchers, and more. For tickets, Orioles.com/Shannon's Fund. And with that, Gomez will be coming out, and Philadelphia will go to the bullpen for the second time in the ball game. Orioles lead by 5.
For a little relief for your car too, visit Jiffy Lube for regular oil changes and help prevent damage and wear to your engine. Jiffy Lube, drive in today. Larajo into the ball game, 67% fastballs, 92-95. It's a good one, and a good slider to go along with it. 277 earned run average, 12 punch outs, 6 walks on the year. Opponent sitting lofty 333, and the righties way up to 421 off Elvis.
So Snyder up a home run his last time up. Long shot that he put out for his second home run of the year, solo shot. He's scored a couple of runs in the ball game, having reached on an error, leadoff error in that 5th inning that opened it up in the Orioles' 4th inning. The Orioles had 4 runs unearned and then got another one and a Snyder home run in the 5th. Nobody on, 1 down, 7th inning. Rajo's 1-1 delivery on the way will be a strike on the outside corner. He appeared in both games in Baltimore, a run in 2 innings. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery. Left-hander's pitch will be outside.
A big guy, 6'6", 245, 250. So big time angle. We've seen some really good breaking balls. A big lefty. And of course, that fastball getting up there pretty good as well.
And he will get him with a pitch down and away. That's why he was brought in, and he gets the job done.
That's pretty nasty right there. At times it's been a little inconsistent, but he has buried some here recently against the Orioles. Snyder gets one and can't get a piece of it.
So the Orioles striking out for the 7th time in the ball game among the 3 pitchers, while Jimenez has had 7 strikeouts himself at the other side. That one will be fouled away. Parmalee with a home run that came in the 1st inning. His 3rd, a walk, scored 4th inning, grounded out his last time up. Orioles bunching some runs together with that 1 in the 1st, 4 in the 4th, another in the 5th. And that way inside will jackknife Parmalee away.
Aggressive cut on the first fastball, and he says, well, I'm taking a big swing at this one. Starts it off at that front leg. Wants to get Parmalee to move his feet a little bit.
Araujo with a 1-1 delivery on the way, and another heater that'll be up and in, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Orioles tonight have had only 1 walk off the 3 pitchers. They put the ball in play. You got a good cut on that one. Parmalee 2-2.
Yeah, real nice swing. Buck Showalter talk about Parmalee a little bit. And, he gets the information from AAA manager Ron Johnson. He said Parmalee was the best player in AAA.
Gets another one on the button to center field, but it's 4-0-1 to the wall out there. Revere hauls it in. 3 up, 3 down, 7th inning stretch time in Philly. The Orioles up 6-1.
Runners at 3rd and 2nd. Franco single and a Howard double. But Ubaldo goes to work. Down goes Brown. Down goes Rupp. Down goes Ashe. Ubaldo Jimenez, the game changer in the big 4th inning. Orioles with a commanding lead, 6-1 over the Phillies. Ubaldo pitching very well as he works into the 7th inning.
Other Eastern teams doing well tonight. Toronto's leading the Mets 3-0. Dominic Brown puts it up in the air to center. Lowe is there to put it away. Brown's retired. He's 0 for 3. After a whipping by the Nationals, Tampa Bay leads Washington 3-0, 7th inning of their ball game tonight. And the Yankees have a 2-1 lead in the 7th over Miami. One down in the 8th. Rupp has struck out twice. 10 in a row, retired. by Ubaldo Jimenez, who has not walked anybody, has struck out 7. The only run scored on a wild pitch in the first inning of the ball game. Phillies since then nothing doing. Phillies are looking at their 9th loss in a row in this ball game. Luis Garcia in the bullpen. How tough is Philly? Well, Timmy will show us those bullpens again. Buck was talking about it for the game. It used to be, when the ballpark first opened here, Citizens Bank, that the Philadelphia bullpen was the one on top. It's not on top anymore. Why? Because right above that bullpen on top of the fans, and they were ruthless. That'll be a base hit into right field. So Rupp is on with a single. That'll break that string of 10 in a row. Retired. Talking about the National League, our Major League Notebook on our senior circuit. Washington has won 3 out of 4, hitting .342, 28 runs during that stretch. And Harper, 22 home runs, 211 at bats, 63 games. That matches his career high in homers. The Mets playing in Toronto. The Mets have the 3rd best home record, but they have the 3rd worst road record. And Kyle Schwarber, Chicago's 2014 first-round pick, making his first Major League start as a DH for them as they continue to go young. Bunted, shifters on, smart play. He's got a base hit.
That is a smart play.
Ash is on.
They need to do that. We talked about it at the beginning of the game. You'd expect the Phillies to start being more aggressive on the bases, maybe stealing, hitting runs. Well, a great opportunity with the shift. Just lay a bunt down. Rupp with a base hit. Look at the big shift. Wide open. Don't have to be perfect. Just get it out in that direction. And finds himself with a base hit. Well, the Phillies runners at first and second.
Actually, knowing that's what his ball club needed, runners. Freddie Galvis has struck out, popped out, and the pitch will be taken for a strike. That'll be hit number 6 for the Phillies, but only 1 extra base hit, the double by Howard. Came in the 4th inning. He ended up being stranded with Franco in that inning. Fouled off the mask of Matt Wieters.
Spun the mask around. Squared him up good. Whew. Good. That takes the mask off. Check and see if it's in one piece.
Then his 0-2 delivery, foul back. Really trying to make a run at it here. The bottom half of the 7th inning, trying to get some offense going. Last 15 games, including this one, 9 runs. Here's the 0-2 pitch, bounced it out in front. Nice play by Wieters. He got kind of an infield hop on that one.
Yeah, Wieters a couple nice blocks in this ball game. At times, Ubaldo can spike the split finger, even the breaking ball. There, the breaking ball, and that smothering it.
1 and 2, runners off first and second base. And the delivery hit in the air to right field. Pretty good wood back near the wall. And goodbye. Home run. Don't count the Phillies out yet. Freddie Galvis, a 3 RBI homer. And that will make it a 6-4 ball game.
Just his 2nd home run of the year. Would be a big one for the Phillies here. 3-run shot. Breaking ball doesn't quite get it down enough. I mean, not a terrible pitch. It's below the zone. Galvis finds himself behind, and he's just up there trying to get the good part of the bat on it. And he does. 3-run shot.
7th home run surrendered by Jimenez this season. And 5 of those hit by lefties. Dave Wallace is on his way out. Check in with his starter, who had been rocking along. Retired 10 in a row before the base hit by Rupp, the bunt single by Ashe. And you see how important that move was by Ashe to put that bunt down, get on base.
No, exactly. I mean, opportunities are out there. And a team like the Phillies especially take advantage of them. We've seen the Orioles do it. Now, Orioles a powerhouse hitting offense, but there are opportunities in the course of a ball game, depending on matchups, how a defense plays you. Lay it down, get runners on, and put a little pressure on the opposing pitcher and defense.
So now the Phillies one runner away from getting the potential tying run on. 3 consecutive hits here in the 7th inning. Hernandez pinch hitting for the pitcher. Barajo, who worked the 2/3 of an inning and retired both batters that he faced. Cesar Hernandez, a swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch delivered by Jimenez, getting to go after.
A nice split finger. Now Baldo still the great arm speed with his off-speed pitches, especially with the split finger. A lot of swing overs.
1-2 is there for a strike. Got him. That's a big strikeout for him. 8 Ks of the game, and the second out, bottom of the 7th inning.
And the two-seam fastball seems to be the big strikeout pitch. So many lefties get locked up. Can't believe it's going to make it back over the plate. Sure enough, it does.
Top of the order. Revere has a base hit and a stolen base. 1 for 3 in the ball game. 3 for 8 lifetime off Jimenez. And he'll take the pitch outside for a ball. Orioles 6-8-1. The Phillies 4-7-1. That's going to go down into the corner. They're going to get the potential tying run to the plate. Revere on his way to second. Thinking about 3. Not thinking about it anymore. He's got a triple. He can fly.
Well, Revere saw the space down that right field line. And Parmalee kind of filling up the gap a little bit. Once again, gets up on top, hammers the ball down the right field line. He knows his extra bases. And he turns the burners on. He was leaning the whole way, easily into third base.
So Revere will drive the Orioles starter out of the ball game. Leads the National League in triples with 6. And all of a sudden the Phillies are right back in it, 6-4.
Another nice start. Starts it off with a nasty split finger. Howard goes down. Rupp, first time tonight. Alvis, a two-seam fastball comes into action. Rupp, second K of the night. The veteran Utley goes down as well. Howard twice. Finishes Hernandez off with a two-seamer. 6 2/3 innings. Gave up 8 hits, 8 punch-outs. Third time this season, 8 punch-outs, and stays true to form with his fastball, breaking ball, and changeup arsenal. Chaz Rowe now into the ball game. Fastball 68%, breaking ball 32%. 2 wins, picked him up on the last homestand. 117 earned run average, 17 Ks, just 4 walks for Chaz Rowe. Opponent sitting 185 overall.
Here's Utley. He'll take a strike. Runner on at third base. Utley represents the potential tying run. Triple. League leading 6th for Revere. 3 runs in the inning here in the 7th. And an 0-1 count on Utley. Utley a base hit, scored in the first on a wild pitch. 1 for 3. 0-1 delivery to him. Veteran ground ball, barehanded by Rowe. And he makes the play at first to record the out. But a 3-run 7th inning, and Philadelphia's making it interesting. The Orioles lead cut to 2. Take the mound against Sean O'Sullivan. Our coverage on Masson at 12:30. O's Extra presented by Jeep, followed by game coverage at 1. All the access you need right here on Masson.
I take a look at tomorrow's starters. Bud Norris trying to work that earned run average down. Nice job coming off the disabled list. 5 strong innings in his last start. He'll take on Sean O'Sullivan for a second win. Another lofty earned run average at 5.08. That should be a pretty good matchup. Orioles looking to start the road trip off well. Just got to get through this game first. Luis Garcia now into the ball game. Take a look at his pitch arsenal. Fastball 58% of the time. That breaking ball 42%.
Garcia.
The 31st game, 4.03 earned run average. 29 innings of work, 26 punch-outs, 17 walks. Opponent's hitting .269 overall. He is a ground ball pitcher.
And a ground ball into the shift, played by Utley. 1 pitch and an out recorded. Chris Davis out of there here in the 8th inning. 1 down, 0 for 4 in the ball game for Chris. Garcia's had a tough time of late. A lot of runs scored against him. He's given up 10 earned runs in his last 14 innings pitched. Seen that ERA jump during that time from 108 to 403. His first appearance against the Orioles ever. Matt Wieters. Wieters a double single, and he has struck out, RBI, and a run scored for the Oriole catcher, who will take the pitch for a strike in the outside corner.
Well, Garcia, big arm. You see the fastball, 96 there, but you can get it up to 97, 98 miles an hour. But the problem, still kind of throwing the baseball. Hasn't really figured out the pitching game yet, so a lot of inconsistencies. That's why the earned run average up a little bit, even with the dominant fastball. Making mistakes over the plate. Big league hitters are going to hit it.
Here's the 0-2 delivery. Wieters a ground ball to short. Freddie Galvis. Couple of quick outs. Follow the Orioles wherever you are with MLB.com at bat. #1 app for live baseball. Any moment, anytime. In-game highlights, live look-ins, replays, radio broadcasts, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. Chaz Rowe came on to get a big out in the 7th for the Orioles. Their bullpen's been outstanding. 3rd best ERA in the league. And they're being called on tonight to do it again. Top of the 8th inning. Orioles up by 2. Two down. Here's Hardy. JJ has had a couple of hits, 2 singles, 2 for 3, a run scored. 10-game hit streak for him now. Also, we should mention that last night, of course, the starter Jerome Williams went down with 2 down in the first inning. He went on the DL today with that strained left hamstring. Right-hander Hector Neris was called up from AAA Lehigh Valley today. So Neris, an off-speed pitcher, he is available. He's here. And starter Jerome Williams from last night on the DL. Hardy with a 2-0 count, 2 down. Fastball will be in there for a strike. Phillies coming back with a 3-run, 4-hit 7th inning, highlighted by the Freddie Galvis home run, 3 RBIs off it. 2-1 delivery on the way. Fastball, second base. Utley. He got it. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. The Orioles, their last 9 have been retired in order. Orioles have a 6-4 edge. Victory over the Phillies. You see the largest margins of victory this season. Tuesday, scores 16-4, 19-3, and 12-2. Orioles had the biggest margin of victory, and then you had 13 run differentials in all of those games, all 6 of those ball games. 13 run differentials. That's the high for the season. Orioles own number 1.
All right.
It's a lot of runs.
It's a lot of runs.
Well, let's see what happens here. Philadelphia finding a little fire in that 7th inning. They're pitching. Their bullpen's gotten it done, retiring the last 9 batters faced. Kyle Franco at the plate. Franco will bloop it. Second base. And right behind the bag is Flaherty to get it. 1 for 4 for Franco.
Chaz Rowe, he's been dealing since being called up. Buck Showalter making his way out to get him, but great 2-seam fastball. Another piece of lumber there, plus Franco's bat.
So 2/3 of an inning for Rowe and zeros across. You got Howard, the left-hander, Brown, the left-hander, due up, so the left-hander's coming in. Ryan Mattis.
Fastball 47% of the time. Been really good. Breaking ball 31% and the change 22% of the time. Finished up a nice homestand, pitching 2 2/3 scoreless, 3.0 earned run average on the year. 20 strikeouts in his 21 innings of work. Does have 12 walks. Opponents hitting 237. The righties at 275, but the righties down to 194. That's why Bryant's in this situation. He is a fly ball pitcher, 72% of the time.
Bryant had never worked against the Phillies prior to this week. Got the 1 inning in with a couple of strikeouts. Ryan Howard on a check swing called strike. Quinn Walcott, the home plate umpire, calling him on that check swing. You really turned back now to that 4th inning when Franco singled and Howard doubled, and they had the 2 in scoring position, nobody out, and couldn't score. Big inning. That's when Jimenez struck out the side, and then the other big thing is that error that opened up the 4th inning for the Orioles. Snyder reached on an error on Freddie Galvis, the shortstop, and they scored 4 unearned runs in that 4th inning as a result. Charge to Correa, the starter. I foul it off or I get hit. I choose to foul it off.
Wow. And fastball got away from Brian Mattis. And reached back and let this one go. 92 miles an hour. Howard very lucky didn't catch him on the hand. I think it caught the bottom of the bat right on the knob.
0-2 delivery by Mattis. And that one will be swept up by Wieters, a little bit low. Phillies had the potential tying run on in the 7th inning. Rowe came on to get Utley on the ground ball up in the inning. The 1-2 delivery on the way. Howard will take it. It just missed.
Nice try right there. So that fastball he lost up and in, make it purposeful. Down and away, just missing.
Howard hitting 98 points lower against left-handers and right-handers. 2-2 pitch on the way, and he'll take it, and that will bounce a bit. So he's worked the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan, of course, still probably needs a couple of appearances to get back to true form. Having that 8-game suspension, walked the first batter he faced, and got out of the inning against the Phillies. 3-2 pitch on the way, and he came back and struck him out.
There you go. Just missing with a couple pitches on Howard. Because there it is, 3-2. Hit it if you can. Fastball right down the middle. Look at Brian Mattis' delivery, the high leg kick. Drives off the backside. Good finish, 92 miles an hour with the fastball to get Howard.
So 2 down, nobody on. Dominic Brown's got an 0 for 3, a struck out, flied out, and popped out. He shows bunt. And why not? Manny Machado's in the shift and way over towards second base. Brown last year had only a .217 average against left-handers, and he had 106 at bats against them. Bunts it, or tried to, and fouls it back.
Now still looking over there at Manny Machado. If Manny's not going to slide over and onto that bunt, Brown's going to try to lay one down. Now Manny kind of trusting that Brian Mattis will field his position, even though he is shortened up a little bit.
One ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and that'll be inside. If I had any bunting ability at all, I'd still try and bunt it, wouldn't you?
Heck yeah.
And you got to get on. You got 2 down. And Machado's still back. He's playing a shortstop, shallow short position. 2-1 delivery on the way to him, but he swings away. Center field, hit it hard. Going back, David Lowe in the warning track he's got. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. Rowe getting 1, Brian Mattis getting the other 2. It remains the Orioles up by 2. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Beautiful skyline of Philadelphia with the Orioles up. We go to the ninth.
Ken Giles now in from the Phillies bullpen. Been a very dominant setup man for the Phillies last couple of seasons. Real good fastball 63% of the time, 95 to 97. Power slider to go along with it. 2.0 earned run average, 30 punch outs, but 13 walks. At times Ken loses command. 47 innings of work for Giles. Opponents hitting just 229. The righties up to 273, but the lefties down to just 154. More fly ball outs than ground ball outs for Giles.
He was selected by the Phillies, 7th round, 2011. He's only 24 years old. Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty has an 0 for 3 in the ball game, low, and then the 9 spot due up here. It is a save situation. So Zach Britton, barring the Orioles putting up a couple of more runs, will have a save opportunity in the ball game in the bottom of the 9th. Right-hander's delivery and a big swing by Flaherty, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Giles makes his first appearance against the Orioles. Bullpen's done a good job for the Phillies in this ball game. 6 runs, 2 earned, 7 hits against the starter Correa. Then Gomez, Araujo, Garcia, now Giles. And combined have given up only 1 hit since the 5th inning. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that'll miss up high.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it after yesterday's ball game, but bullpen has been one of the Phillies' strengths this year, back end especially. Giles and Papelbon pretty solid when they get their opportunities to close out games.
And there's a strikeout. So Giles comes on and picks up the K. 1 away.
Got to do a lot of things right to catch up to a 99-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone. Ryan Flaherty getting beat here. If there's any kind of dip, it's going to get you just over the top of the bat.
1 down, top of the 9th inning. Here's Lowe. Big 2 RBI double, 4th inning. 1 for 3 in the ball game. 2 for 8 in the series, but 5 RBIs against Philadelphia so far in these 3 games. Orioles, of course, got a series win yesterday. This is a separate series, even though the games are being played consecutively. So the Orioles in series are now 12-8-2. Real good number, and a real good June as the Orioles are 10-5, looking for victory 11 this month, and they would move up to 3 over 500. She goes back and he'll put it away. The Orioles have not been 3 games over 500. 2 down. Delman Young will pinch hit. He'll be batting for Brian Mattis, who worked 2/3 of an inning and had a strikeout. Delman is a pinch hitter, 3 for 6 overall, 283. 2 down, nobody on. If it's close on that first pitch, Delman's going to go after it.
Well, most good pinch hitters, and Delman Young had a great year last season for the Orioles, coming off the bench, picking up some huge pinch hits. He lets it fly.
2-strike count on him. Interesting to see what the lineup is for a day game tomorrow for the Orioles. Steve Pearce hasn't played much at all of late. Jones could play tomorrow. Foul way again. You got Parmalee with another home run in the ball game tonight. You play him again. There's Steve Pearce on the right.
Well, Buck has options.
Yeah, he has options. Yep. Big bench. I'm still unused to the 6 guys on the bench. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and Young will go down swinging. So Ken Giles comes on, retires the side in order. We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. It is a save situation.
Game fastball 90% of the time. Dominant fastball 95 to 96 with late movement. Good breaking ball as well, only 10% of the time. Didn't really need it with that real good fastball. 17 saves out of 18 opportunities. He's converted 13 in a row, holding opponents down to a .210 batting average. The lefty's way down to 136. Ground ball pitcher, oh yeah, 73% of the time recording outs on the ground. Very hard for hitters to square up the fastball. The late diving movement that Britton possesses on the heater.
He's only had the one outing that came Camden Yards in the 2 games there. Worked an inning, didn't give up anything, had 2 strikeouts. So the Phillies bat. This is Cameron Rupp, Ashe, and then Freddie Galvis due up. 6, 7, 8 in the order. Rupp has picked up a single, scored on the 3-run homer by Galvis. The other run, a wild pitch first inning. Pitch will be outside, and the count will go to 2-0. Orioles have the Parmalee home run, the Schneider home run, 2 RBI double by Lowe, RBI single by Jimenez, and an infield hit, helping his own cause. 2-0 pitch, and that misses. So the count will go to 3-0. I believe Rupp's going to do some taking here.
Yeah, I would think he'd take the next 2. Wisely taking that 2-0 pitch.
Pitch on the way, and that's inside. So Britton walks the first man he faces. That's the first walk surrendered by the Oriole pitchers, Jimenez, Rowe, Mattis, and Britton. And it's a leadoff walk, 9th inning.
I guess the good news for Zach Britton, 1 pitch away from a ground ball to get a double play. We talked about his ground ball percentage nearing 75%.
Ashe hitting .267 off left-handers. Actually a better average by 40 points than against right-handers. Pitch to him. That is in there for a strike. Ashe has had a single, a run scored. Called out on strikes and popped out. Freddie Galvis, who has the home run in the ball game, waiting in the on-deck circle. Each team's got 8 hits. 0-1, swung out and miss.
Good fastball there, 97 miles an hour. Getting ahead, very important for Zach Britton. His hitters know they have to gear it up to catch up with the fastball. Get him to start expanding the zone when you get strike 1.
0-2 pitch by Britton is a chopper. Davis has it. Make sure of one. No relay. Britton hustling over, but ball not hit that hard, and Chris took his time to make sure he got that lead runner.
Not a smart play by J.J. Hardy, not trying to lead Zach Britton there to first base. Ball hit. Zach Britton just kind of freezes as it brings Chris Davis. Now he's holding Rupp on at first, but see how far he has to come in onto the grass, create that lane. Hardy the double pump, and wisely not giving it up.
Sometimes the best plays you make are the ones you don't.
Right.
So a runner on at first now is going to be Ashe, and here is Galvis, home run, second of the year, 7th inning, good for 3. 300 plus against left-handers this year. And a chopper. And that's going to roll out into center field. Ashe will go to third. Manny Machado trying to cut it off, deflected it. Low charging in, picked it up, but it'll be a base hit for Galvis.
Well, Manny Machado trying to cut it off. Would have been a double play. Easy if he gloves it. Showing the big range, reaching over there. That last top kind of super ball spins away and just kicks off the end of the glove. It finds leather and stays in there. Manny flips it on to second. A double play to end the game. But Phillies now threatening runners at first and third.
How about this? Here's the Jeff Francoeur that pitched last night. Position player pitching. Had the night off tonight. Now he comes on as a pinch hitter for the pitcher Giles here in the 9th inning. 2 on and 1 down. The infield will stay back to get the double play ground ball if they can to end the ball game. 1 away. Francoeur will take it. It is outside for a ball. The Phillies battling here in this ball game, taking it right down to the final out. Britton has blown only 1 save this year. Runners at first and third. 1-0 delivery on the way. Francoeur trying to win the ball game with a swing of the bat.
Absolutely. You saw the glowing numbers he's had off Britton with 4 for 6. Now, most of those at bats when Zach Britton was a starter. Much different as a closer, and I think Francoeur got a taste of it on that fastball, diving to the bottom of the zone.
260 off left-handers for Francoeur this year. 1 home run. 1-1 delivery on the way. Francoeur chopper should be the ball game. Flaherty, there's one relay, and they got him, and that's it. Francoeur hits into the ground ball, double play, and the Orioles have now won 3 consecutive against the Phillies as they take this ball game 6-4.
Nice play by Ryan Flaherty. Big chopper from Francoeur, and he just steps up in the line. Well advised running into that out by the Phillies base runner Galvis. Beautiful tag by Flaherty. The